All right, we'll give it a shot. The Old Tube Radio Network.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
Alrighty, the Old Tube Radio Network against the REA meter is back. I found there was a broken wire. Got out the soldering device and, as usual, burned my fingers, but I was able to get the broken wire unbroken. And so the meters are back. The Old Tube radios are back. And believe it or not, it looks like I'm back as well. And whatever condition I am in, to check your condition, not only of the shortwave listeners, but of those tube radios, the Class D Citizen Band radios from 1958 to 1978. They will be stopping by tonight, I hope. We'll be checking them in, talking about them, gathering some information, and hopefully imparting some information as well for those of you who are thinking about putting together an old tube station. Don't need an old tube radio to participate or any type of numbers. The Old Tube Radio Network here on Channel 11, 27085 in the Central Valley of California. That's our on-the-air signal. You might pick us up at oldtuberadio.net, beaconing worldwide, or maybe on the YouTube video thing that just shows up all of a sudden, the lights turn on, and here we go. So without any further ado, if I didn't say, my name is Dennis, net controller for the evening. And we will get going here on the roll call. If you are playing the home game, we are in week number, who labeled this? They've got all the dates wrong. They said it's the 20th. It is the 19th. And so that's week number 6 of our 8-week roster. And let's see if we can get a ring from 00.
00 checking in.
All right, you are sounding good. Trying to get my mouse to work here to click in 00. There we go. Sounding good on AM. Thank you. Thank you, Dave, and we'll get you checked in on the number 2 coming up. Looks like all is working here on the Old Tube Radio Network, getting SWL number 1 checked in on the Cosmic Check-In, and SWL number 2, OBP, said the sunspot numbers were down today to 50. I know they were up in triple digits just moments ago, just a couple of days ago, so not sure, but the bands have been good. Getting reports of good DX conditions. Hearing stations up on 10 meters on FM and AM, so things are working well. Over to SWL number 3, shortwave listener number 4, SWL number 5, shortwave listener number 6. And it is quiet. The band has been quiet. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a quiet evening out there tonight. SWL 7.
Number 7 checking in through the horrible noise.
Oh, no. The horrible noise thing. All right. Well, thanks for... I try to give you a 25-hour signal. At least I guess you'll hear one station tonight. So thanks for checking in.
Thanks, Dennis.
All right. Well, hopefully it goes away. Over to, let's try SWL 10 and see who's out on the big board tonight listening in, checking in, and get everybody checked in who needs to get checked in. And, of course, you don't have to be on any list to come by and say hello. Over to SWL 13, and I will refresh my page at oldtuberadio.net, and we will check on who's out there. Coming up, over to SWL 14. Over to SWL 16. And they are waving in the back. That's Charlie. Charlie's doing the cue cards tonight, and what's that? He said he's saying special delivery. Okay, hold on. What came in the mail? Thank you. This is nice. This is the, I didn't know it was going to come so soon. This is the RE27ND microphone. Who sent this? Oh, it came from the station. All right. We're going to do a test tomorrow on 40 meters. with some voodoo audio. Let's see if, can I get a shot of this on the 922? There we go. That's right in the way. That's the really nice RE27 ND with the switches and stuff. So we will get that on. I'm not going to put it on tonight, but okay, let me give that back. I do not want to drop that or mess it up. So yeah, thanks. Put that back in the box or whatever it goes, and we will jump that in tomorrow night. Thanks, Charlie, for that. I'm amazed it made it here. Let's try SWL17. SWL18. SWL19. And Derby, New York. Hello, Chad. You guys are helping me out. Oh, we'll never get anything done. Mail? All right, hold on. We got some mail. What came in the mail? It said another delivery in the mail. It said, make sure Dennis gets this. All right, so we have, what is it here tonight? Oh, you know what this is? This is a, okay, we'll do this when we start the tube radios. It looks like someone has sent, one of our SWLs has sent us a pen from one of our sponsors. So I'll leave it right here. We'll find out what that is at the beginning of the radio stuff. Thank you. Thank you for that. So good. The pocket protector was, I think I was having to do reruns on the pen, so that's a nice thing. So we'll see who's our sponsor coming up. Gotta make sure I get everybody checked in here. So 16's in, 19's in, SWL20. Now I would try to put that RE27ND. I don't think it's going to fit in the. I don't know. Maybe it will. This is the Heil microphone thing. That's a huge microphone. SWL20. That's right. I think Harvey said to give him a proxy check in. I will keep an eye out on the SWLs. He might be listening in somewhere tonight. Over to SWL21, Mr. JT. Oh, and they said there's more mail. Right, hold on. What do we got? Oh, all right, yeah, because as you know, old radio night that beacons across the airwaves, similar to what we do here. Oh, this is cool. All right, is taking a little break. You know, big, interesting programs do that. They are in production and then they'll take a couple of week break. You know, give the crew a little break. So, but for those who know, this is cool. The old Radio Night beacon. Let me see if I've got that. And I'm not sure who put these up for you. That's nice. The old Radio Night beacon. Was it Uncle Hairball that did those? From Mr. JT. And what is this one? Okay, there it is. Check it out. The old Radio Night. Mr. 21, Unit 21. Hey, the autofocus is working. Pretty cool. 8 p.m. Pacific Time, Eastern Standard on YouTube. That should be coming back. Like I said, taking a little break on old Radio Night. We will be super glad when that comes back in. They are on. You can watch them on YouTube on all the old nets there. So check out old Radio Night on the replay. Thank you. Let me get 20 checked in, and 21, JT, who is out there. I think he said he was working hard today, so probably relaxing with a soft drink or what do you call it? What do you call it in South Carolina? You call it soda pop, Pepsi, Coke, whatever. Over to SWL22. Shortwave listener 23. 23 Skidoo will be out there at some point. It's probably out canvassing for another site for the satellite dish. It's hard to put those up without restrictions, so I'll give 23 a check-in here. He should be in at any moment. Over to SWL 24.
24 checked in.
All right, SWL 24. We got you checked in. And it sounds like you need some of that medicinal tea, but we got you checked in.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, thanks for hanging out till we get you checked in. And as they say, get better. Let's see. Who are we looking for? higher level output on the RE20. That's what I think. And a bit brighter, too. I'm going to check that out. I think we're going to be on 7199 tomorrow on 40 meters and put that in. But I'll run it through the board and see what happens. It's a nice microphonium. I think it's on loan. I'll have to look at the paperwork on that. But should be better than PR40, but maybe not. 24 is in. How about SWL 25?
Hello, Dennis. 25 checking in.
Hey, 25, you are sounding good. Hope all is well out there on the ranch.
Everything is just hunky-dory and enjoying the nice weather and actually doing a lot of pruning. I realize I'm way behind, so... And that's what that's all about. And please check in the big boss. Thanks, Dennis.
All right, yeah, I'm going to be doing that too. Pruning, and things are growing, and things are starting to bud out, and I don't know. We should have had some more rain, so hopefully we don't get lots of rain at the wrong time and mess things up. And Dwayne saying that, remember in the South, they drink sweet tea. Yeah, really, really sweet tea. And Uncle Hairball say most people call it a Coke. Doesn't matter what kind it is, it's a Coke, right? Whether it says Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, or something different. Thanks, Jerry. Got you checked in. The old Tube Radio Network, we are going to be talking with the Tube Radios coming up. I do see Chrissy is in, so let me get SWL 10 checked in. And I will flip the page over here for SWL 27.
27's checking in live from Studio G.
All right, live from Studio G. What's up in Studio G tonight? Where are the what coax is connected? What antenna?
Oh, I got the A99 up there, and FT8 has been great this week. Bands have been wide open. 10, 12, 15, 17, even 11.
Even 11. I made a voice contact on 12 meters. That's what I do. I have all the dials, all the bands set to the FT8 frequency, and that's sort of like the beacon. If you hear noise, you know that the band is open, at least for FT8. At least things are going on. So, been good. All right, you are sounding good, and we got you checked in.
Oh, Roger.
The old Tube Radio Network, SWL 28, Gary. Gary left a note. Let me scroll up. He said he was hanging around, beaconing somewhere. I'm sure I saw him. Yeah, he says, checking in early. He's in Cool, C-O-O-L, in Cool, California. He says the signal is in and out, and he's going to start listening when he gets out of the American River. And what's interesting, on 40 meters today, I've never heard of Cool, California. It's probably about 160 miles north from here near Sacramento, and I just happened to listen to a station in Grass Valley and in Cool on 40 meters. I think the station's name was Michael out of Cool, and I think he said he worked at Hewlett-Packard, and he produces or he makes these Arduino systems or some type of software for, is it Arduino for ham radio? But anyway, that's the first thing I heard of Cool, and that's where Gary is, or where he was. So be cool and cool, Gary. We've got you checked in 28. Got a proxy check in for SWL 29. Over to SWL 30. I'll get Dwayne checked in, and as always, he's got the Robin and the Browning probably ready to go in case we get some conditions. Over to SWL 31. SWL 32. SWL 33. Myself and Bozo Control and everybody checking in. Where is that clown? Not nowhere to be seen. Let me see who's out listening. Got San Bernardino. I always hear about the Frank Zappa song. San Bernardino, Fresno, Woodland Park, Colorado, beaconing, listening in. Shinston, West Virginia, Edinburgh's in, Albury, Squamish, BC, up in the, out there in the mezzanine tonight. I think they're going to set up in the balcony, though. Kerman, California, and Inglewood, Colorado. all listening in, seeing what's going on here on the old Tube Radio Network tonight. And SWL 34, Jimmy is in with a little toot out there in Batavia. I am looking for the, where did it go? Oh, okay, I'm looking for the train whistle. Let me see if we've got, I don't think I got it set up. We'll try it. Try the train whistle here today. I didn't hear a darn thing. Why didn't it do that? Let me try it again. Maybe it'll be this one. Is it this one? Let me try this one. Here we go. Kind of there. I don't know. So much. Who's working the sound effects department tonight? Speaking of sound effects department, I just wanted to check in with Jimmy and see what is going on out there in the land of Facebook and all things interesting.
Thank you, Dennis. I'm Jimmy Fiedler, SWL number 34, Railroader 546 out of Chicago, Illinois. Well, this week with the Old Tube CB Radio Network group on Facebook is I've put up an announcement on the top of the group. It's kind of like a pin post. Right as you scroll through the group, you'll see it right on top. And basically, I'm just calling any SWLs to kind of put themselves out there. If you have a number, we'd love to see, what number correlates to what name. So we kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Remember, as always, when you're in there, please share pictures of your radio gear or post any useful information that you might have. We're always looking for great content. And as always, like, comment, and share. That helps us out tremendously with the Facebook algorithm. And thank you much for your support and patronage of my groups on Facebook. And we'll see you again sometime in the future. Thank you and have a great day.
All right, thanks for that. Jimmy Fielder, letting you know on the Old Tube CB Radio Network Facebook page for the SWLs. And who was it that mentioned about how to get in? You definitely don't need to have any type of number to check in or stop by. We're not a club. We're just a voluntary association of people. There are no dues, no secret handshakes. Stop by and say hi anytime. Who was it? It was Sam. Yeah, Sam. How do you check in? You check in just like that. 635 Hog Pen out of Byron, California. We do occasionally, we have a finite list of numbers on the list because it's from 35 years ago. So we kind of keep it honed down so we don't spend all the time saying hello to the SWL, but we like you popping in. Sometimes the numbers pop up, we get you on the list if that's where you like to be. Roll call. Tube Radio's coming up. SWL 35, I do believe I saw Mr. Bill checking in about 26 minutes ago from Cheyenne. Hope all is well with your family there, Bill, and Red Monkey Communications and all things that happen out there. Let me get everybody checked in. 34 is in, 35 is in, over to SWL 36. And 36, that is Jerry in Arizona. I'll get him proxied in. Not sure if he is hanging out with us tonight. Over to, I know this guy's around, SWL 37.
Let me see if I can find him. Hey, Chris, where you? Oh, here he comes. Yeah. SWL 37 checking in. And good evening, Dennis.
Hi, Chris. You are sounding good. And Jimmy's saying no secret handshake. He feels left down. He's been practicing the secret handshake. I think that's for that other place. But, I mean, you could try it. I wouldn't know. I'll just do a regular one. Thank you, Chris. Sounding good.
All right, thank you. Yeah, okay. I got tongue-tied.
This is your tongue-tied frequency. Just listen to me, and you will know that for sure. Let's go over to SWL 38. Shortwave listener 39. SWL 40. SWL 41. And they're having dinner. We've got steaks on the video side. I'm not sure. We'll check in probably with Bob and Steve and see what's happening up in the green room tonight, what they're doing. Over to SWL 42.
Yeah, that's Proxy and 42 in the gang.
All right, 42 in the gang. We will do that as they go along. I will put an X in the square for 42. We're going to back up. We're going to go back to 41 and say hello, radio, to 507, to International Sideband 507 in the Hudson Valley of New York, saying good evening to everyone. Thank you, Road Dog, and then back up to over to SWL 40. He was running that coax down the stairs or up the stairs, out to the floor level, and he is checking in. Thanks, Larry. Over to SWL 43. SWL 44. Shortwave listener 45.
Okay. Sound good tonight.
Yeah, hopefully you're not getting too much noise. We're getting some noise down here in the valley, but you are sounding good as well. If you find yourself in front of a radio glowing in the dark, you know what to do. We'll talk to you in a bit.
The noise level was, well, I'll tell you, last week was terrible. Great tonight.
Yeah, it might have been the wind. We were getting that wind, but it's pretty calm now. So thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
All right, and what is going on? Okay, they're waving the flashlight. That's Albert and the gang up there waving the flashlight, saying, okay, they are back up. They were on the mezzanine. They moved everything back up to the balcony. So see them up there, won't you? Let's go over to SWL 46, SWL 47.
Good evening, sir. From the Radio Lounge, this is SWL 47.
Sounding good from the Radio Lounge. Hope all is going well out that way.
Oh, it was a great day, great dinner, and we've got the smell of burning vacuum tubes wafting through the air, so life is good.
That is the thing about the Old Tube Radio Network. It has a sight, a sound, and a smell. And hopefully it's the right, like you said, the dust off the vacuum tubes rather than the magic out of the capacitors. Thanks for checking in. SWL 48. Shortwave listener 49. And someone is throwing popcorn. Who is? Oh, it's Popcorn 913. All right. He didn't make it quite to the air chair, but it's hitting Chuck and Charlie on the on the back of the head there. All right. Sorry about that. Let's go over to SWL 50. Yeah, somebody cleans that up. Bring in the animals. They'll eat the popcorn. Let's go to Hello 50. SWL 51.
51, checking in.
All right, the 2-for-1 sale, 00 and 51, and still sounding good. Boy, your audio is just super loud in the headphones, so I think it's not because I got my volume turned up. You've probably got the extra wide AM flavor going on tonight, sounding good. Let's see. Let's go to 52. Possibly behind the golden mouse and keyboard tonight. Hello to Crash 350. Check in, and who else is on? Who else is on the board tonight? I see Cornbread is not checking in. I didn't check him in early, and he's not checking in now, and we'll probably won't checking him in late as well. Let's see, John. Oh yeah, John's in from Scranton, Arkansas. Let's see, who else is in tonight? Levon is listening in. Hope all is well out that way, and Hemorrhoids also in. A host, the usual cast of characters here. Let's go over to SWL 53.
Hello, Dennis. 53 checking in.
Hello, Bob. You're sounding good. Sounding good last night on the Ditch Banks sideband net as well. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you very much.
And I'm trying to turn the page here. Let's go over to get a check-in for SWL 54. SWL 55. SWL 56.
Good evening, Dennis and the net. 56,
All right, 56 just for kicks, and whatever else is going on there sounds good. Do I have the GPS tracker on? Yeah, I do. I'm looking over there. I don't even have my tracking device turned on. Although, you know, it's showing the weather. Let me go to the weather beacon that's at the City College here for Fresno. And it says we are, the wind is at 338 at 0, so that's about right. And the temperature is, tell me a temperature. There's got to be a number on here somewhere. Okay, 59. Humidity is 52. So not too bad here in Fresno, California. Let's go over to SWL 57. Let me update my list, make sure I don't forget anybody here. SWL 58. I got Jeremy checked in. I think I heard reports that he was beaconing in on the Ditch Bank's room. Over to SWL 59. Uncle Hairball, there you go. Got you checked in. Thanks for stopping by tonight. From the boonies of South Kakalaki. All right. Well, keeping track of all those ground rods that take place in that great soil out there. Over to SWL 60.
Evening time, Dennis, and the crew out there. SWL 60 checking in.
Sounding good out this way in Midtown. We've got you checked in. Over to SWL 61.
61, checking in, Dennis.
All right, Copenhagen Dino, sounding good as always. We've got the X in the square. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, sir.
And over we go to SWL 62. King Duckford, did I see KD on the list earlier? I think so, but I am not sure. Sometimes people have to check in early, which is okay, and I got to make sure that they're get the X in the square when they need it. How about SWL 63, Butterbean? SWL 64. SWL 65. SWL 66. Shortwave listener 67. I'm going to get the Bill checked in, Bill proxy check in for Bill. Over to, let's go out to New York, I think, SWL 68. SWL 69, Kenny in Tulsa, who, if he's not watching now, will be checking us out on the replay. So, Kenny, if you're watching, we all say hello radio from Central California. X in the square there. How about SWL? He might not hear me on AM. He hears me on sideband, but I'm kind of a mud duck when it comes to AM. SWL 70.
Hey, Dennis, 70, I got you, but I got you with a bunch of noise, but I got the headphones on, so I know you're there, over.
All right, boy, you have a great signal on AM. That is sounding, that AM signal. Hope you watch the replay. Watch the audio replay. You will think you're right here down the street on that AM. All right, well, thanks for pulling me out of the mud, and you're sounding good. We've got you checked in 70.
All right, thanks, Dennis. Have a great evening.
Wow, good audio on AM. I think that's the best I've ever heard you on AM. Let's see, who is in there? Womax, WOAMX is saying good evening to all the radioactive people. We are radioactive. SWL's tuning in wherever they may be. The Old Tube Radio Network here in Central California. Doing this since the mid-1980s. We've been doing this for 36 years on Saturday evenings, checking out your tube radios and saying hello to the SWLs. Thanks for joining us. Let's go over to SWL 71. I'll refresh my page and see if Stan has joined us tonight. Over to SWL 72. SWL 73. Got to check in for 74. SWL 75. Raccoon Radio Ranch 76. Looking for RRR out there. Oh, and I have not been paying attention. We have a recipe going on. Thank you, Chrissy. What are we doing? Is it cornbread? No, it's not cornbread. It is potato nachos. Okay, well that makes sense because the first ingredient is 8 medium red potatoes, which I think you probably need if you're doing potato nachos. All right, so check out the video stream for another great number 10 recipe going on as we speak. Let's go over to SWL 77.
Well, good evening, Dennis, and hello to all the listeners. 77 out here in the mobile, waving a hand and checking in.
Sounding good. The mobile radio working quite nicely as it does, and great AM audio at, 59 or 58 degrees. So it's starting to get cold out there.
Yeah, we got the little ceramic heater in here with us. So we're nice and toasty.
Yeah, the heater's out on my truck. Someone said you can actually buy these little heaters that plug into the cigarette lighter or something. But I'm thinking that sounds that sounds iffy if you're doing a heater, but maybe they work. I don't know.
Yeah, this one works good. And the old 7300 in the pregnant roller skate here is doing quite well.
All right, doing good. That's a lot of metal. That's a good counterpoise for any type of antenna. So, doing good. We'll see if we can't get some E-skip sporadic tonight and make some contacts from the mobile. Thanks for checking in.
And thank you.
All right, and looking, beaconing south here from Fresno to SWL 78 from Wildemar, California. Richard is running the maximum allowed power on the chat channel, checking in. He's running as much power as he needs to communicate. I think that's the way the FCC likes to do it. So you are 5 and 9. You are 5 and 9 plus there, Richard, here in Central California. Looking good. Over to SWL 79. Over to SWL 80. And let's see, before I officially turn the page, let me see what is happening tonight around, up and through the balcony. Where's the limo? What are the jingle singers doing? We'll find out. Bob and Steve, let us know.
27.085 OTR, Channel 11.
Channel 11, whoopee. Episode 103. I am decked out here in the official SWL 33 shirt and tie. I even got to drive the limo this week up around the little parking area. I said, what is it like to drive that? And the guy got out and said, here you go. We took a little jaunt around that, and I got to roll up and down all the electric windows. It was pretty cool. Going on tonight, for February 19th, 2022, the private jet is... I haven't done the private jet, just the limo. The private jet is fueled and ready at Fresno's International FYI. It's called. The Jingle Singers want to go to the Daytona 500, which I believe is tomorrow, is it not? Maybe that's why I was seeing a lot of bags in the hallway. We may make a stop in New Orleans or is it New Orleans on the way back for Mardi Gras going up. President's Day is Monday. Yes, it is. And we hope the kitty likes the blanket from the Rams. In fact, Charlie Alpha Tango is here somewhere. And maybe that's where he's at. He's not in the radio room, so maybe he's found the Rams blanket. After the net tonight, please join us in the Green Room Lounge, won't you, for the 500 send-off party. The beer is on Bob and Steve. Thanks, gang. And as they always say, don't forget to feed the fish. And I try not to.
27.085 OTR channel 11.
Over to SWL81, Mr. Unicorn. Hello, Steve Areno. They're putting an X in the square. And did someone say Fresno? That's F-R-E-S, capital N, capital O. Let's go over to SWL82.
82, checking in from the Ditch Banks of Iowa. Good evening.
All right, I was going to proxy you in. I got the idea that you were going to be super busy today and doing stuff, but there you are right by the radio microphonium. How cool is that?
I took a little nap, so I was able to stay awake.
All right, I remember having to take those little naps, and I was doing like you, getting up at 2 and 3 in the morning. Sometimes it's like you have to take those little naps, or else you take those little naps at the wrong time, which is not good. SWL82, that's Mr. Bones, Ron, who you will hear, the mellifluous voice of 82 on Friday evenings on the Ditch Banks sideband, net channel 36, lower sideband, that's 27365. All stations are welcome. He's got a great receiver and a transmitter, so if you want to check out some sideband activity on Friday evening, head out that way. Any reports from 58? Any Jeremy sightings?
Yeah, I talked to him earlier this week. He was driving home in a rainstorm, said he was doing 40 miles an hour, so it's been raining back there. I haven't heard any reports on the high tower either.
Okay, yeah, the weather's been wacko. I talked to my brother in Kansas. He said it's snowing and 20 degrees, so they're getting winter. They're getting winter where we're not getting winter. We're getting nothing. All right, sounding good. Thanks for dropping by. The Saturday night place to be.
All right, thanks, Dennis, for doing this here. And, 70s, great audio, man. Sounded great. All right, 70s. Catch you guys later.
All right, and that's not even with where did it go? Where is that? It's here. I got it up this side. The RE27ND. See, I don't know if that's going to fit in there. We're going to try that out, but I think is it what does it say? Yeah, it's on loan. All right, don't drop it. He says it's on loan. All right, hope we got some insurance on that on the Electro Voice. I do see SWL62 King Duckford, who has made it into his radio studio. So let me get the North Dakota station checked in. Look up there, and you will see 62 with the official check-in. Easy to go backwards and forwards on the list here. 82 is in. SWL 83. SWL 84. Let me, without breaking anything, slide back and turn on the Mountain Made E.F. Johnson Messenger 223. Did it come on my block? No, it's perfect right there. So we get the 84, 86, 87, and 88 all checked in tonight. Over to SWL 89. SWL 90 gets got a check-in for 90. SWL 91, that would be Mr. Felix, of course. And if I look at the right screen, he should be right there. Indeed, with the the checks in the square, the checks in the mail, it's also in the square. Saying hello to all the crew here at the Old Tube Radio Network and everybody listening in wherever you might be, whether it's live or one of the replays. Thanks for joining us. The Old Tube Radio Network, hopefully you do something like this, just to get on the air time. Get some air time, whether it's old radios, vintage radios, maybe crystal radios, I don't know, tuna can type radios. Get on the air. That's what it's all about. Over to SWL 92. SWL 93. Shortwave listener 95, Warthog 95, looking good from Orlando, Florida. I was hearing some Florida stations on 20 meters, I guess it was Friday, coming in pretty good. So, see what's going on out there. I don't hear Florida during the day on 11, but I'm sure they're out there. Let's go over to Kerman, SWL 96. And King Duckford said he was busy looking for macaroni and cheese and missed his check-in. Well, I can usually find the cheese, but I can't find the macaroni, and I don't think you're going to need either, or is it either? You're not going to need either of those for the nacho potato. Well, you're going to need the cheese, for sure. So find the cheese. Don't worry about the macaroni, and you'll be good for the potato nacho recipes coming up, unless it does have macaroni, but I doubt it. I called 96. Let's see if Jim is out there. Boston 97. He's checking in out there. Looking good. Looking good. From the big, what was it? The Big Dig. And when I got my tour of Boston, gosh, it was 6 or 7 years ago, we learned about that Big Dig. And that's what we need here in Fresno. We need a big dig, but they need to cover up a lot of stuff in the process. Let's go over to SWL 98. Tracy is right there, sounding good. I heard you last night on Ditch Banks, and the signal was good. You know, it didn't sound like it was as strong as it normally was, but I heard you, so we're getting you checked in here tonight. That's Tracy up in the hills. Foothills over to SWL 99. SWL 100. Shortwave listener 102. And John was in. He was in earlier. Thank you, John. Let me get the number. Let me get your number dialed up here with an X in the square. All right, we've got to check in for 1, 0, and 2. That's 3 check-ins. And let me do that. Let me give you 3 X's here. I think it'll fit in the box. Sounds good. How about SWL 103? SWL 110 out there in Millerton. SWL 111. You know, I saw Robert in earlier. He might have tried checking in on the crossband, and I didn't have it up. I've got it up now. I think it's turned up, so if you're trying to check in, I should hear you. So, Robert, you checked in out there in Reedley. Let's try out in Sangertown, SWL 113. Dwayne says Boston is probably the only place he didn't talk to today, so sounds like some good conditions out there in Idaho. Let's try Rickshaw, SWL 114.
114, checking in.
All right, there's some audio to wake me up on the headphonium. Sounding good, Wayne. We've got you checked in on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks.
10-4, thank you for the check-in.
Okay, where are we going? SWL 128. John out there in Fairfax, Virginia, saying, what's up with 7199? There is a local group here on the West Coast, so it's during the day. So it's probably going to be West Coast only. But we're doing some audio testing, some voodoo audio testing with ESSB radios or not. just good audio, and we're going to try and do a difference between the PR40 and the RE27ND, which arrived here on loan. I know it's on loan. They keep saying it's on loan. It's on loan. So maybe tomorrow, if the conditions are good, we'll try some A/B comparisons, maybe through the Radio Direct and through the audio gear, and see who wins. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking the RE27 is going to have a little brighter and better audio. But yeah, I know we're not keeping it. I know. Maybe we can work something out. But I like the PR40. So that's what's going on there. Thanks for checking in, John. Over to SWL 131. Shortwave listener 133. 133. Good signal, Dave, out there in Northwest Fresno. Sounding good tonight. Thanks for checking in. And let's see. I'm going to. Let me go over to the Echo link. The Echo link is up, at least the direct link, and see if X4000 is out there. Get him to check in here live before he has to run over to the studio microphonium. KN60W, KB6GFD, hello radio.
KB6 GFD, KN60W, checking in, and yes, I have to warm up my vocal cords to say 27.085 megahertz very fast. So I'll get back to that, and I'll let you go.
All right, you're sounding good. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you in Studio B, KB6GFD. A roll call, and after the roll call, we will be doing the tube radios, which is why we are here for the last 35 years. Let's see if Mr. Green Arrow, SWL 135, is on frequency.
KB6GFD, this is KD6QLG calling.
KB6GFD, I hear you out there. Over.
And I would like to check in the SWL 135 type thing. And I will be out there momentarily with the mobile.
All right, sounds good. We will get you checked in and get you checked in. KB6GFD.
KD6QLG cleared.
All right, from the 2-meter crossband, Mr. Green Arrow saying that he's got perhaps another mobile, or is it mobile radio for us tonight, glowing in the dark. We will be waiting for that. Checking in for a proxy check in SWL 137. Up to, where are we going? Up to Course Gold, SWL 145. Hello, Tony.
Well, good evening, Dennis, and all my fellow patient people. This is Tony, SWL 145, check in.
145, sounding good on AM. Heard you last night on the Ditch Banks sideband net. I missed the Friday net because I had some other stuff going on, but I did get the questions. Thanks for the email, and you are sounding good.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a great weekend, everybody.
All right, and Chrissy's got the nacho potatoes recipe up. Bake 10 to 12 minutes or until cheese is melted. Top with sour cream and green onions, or maybe not if you don't like that kind of stuff, and it yields 12 servings. That sounds good. I will look at that recipe. I want that right now. Why can they bring those? Have we got the oven? Maybe they'll do that in the green room tonight. Have it ready for the end of the program here. SWL 147 up there in Kakalaki, and I know that that Neil, I think, dropped in and said hello radio. I will find that here. Yeah, here he is, here in Carolina. They love sweet tea. Just take a standard glass of iced tea and pour in an entire box of sugar. And I think I had some sweet tea once, and that's exactly what it tasted like to me. Let's see, he said they had a lot of good skip and lots of contacts last couple of days out there in Kakalaki, including Germany on 27,985. We won't tell anybody about that. 73. I hear the guys. I hear the East Coast guys talking to Europe, but I can't quite hear them at this location, but that will change as cycle 25. It gets better. Thanks, Neil, for checking in. Over to SWL 188.
Good evening time, Dennis. Good evening time to all SWLs. 188, checking in.
All right, sounding good. And Bobby's probably the first station on the West Coast that will pull Germany and France and England out of the mud with the antenna there. Sounding good, and we've got you checked in.
10-4, thank you. Good evening time.
Over to, let's go to Course Gold Starliner. Hello, Jim, SWO 195.
195, checking in, Dennis. You keep putting those recipes out there. I'm going to have to open the kitchen again.
Yeah, Chrissy does a good job, and they're not too hard to make, and they are tasty. I did the tater tot one a while back, and there's another quick potato recipe here. So I think we're going to have to get a. She collects cookbooks, so she knows which ones to pull out that our SWLs would like. Thanks for checking in, and it was another great day. So enjoy it tomorrow too.
Thank you, Dennis, and have a good evening.
Yeah, Dwayne, I agree. It's totally tubular. We got some tubular recipes. Let's go over to SWL 226. I got to check in for Shockwave on OTR. I'll be standing by. Anybody else need to jump in and say hello, radio? OTR is listening. Updating my list. All right. Well, I will take advantage of the fact that I'm actually early. Yeah. Keeping me on time. It says, no, you're on time. All right, well, it seems early to me. So maybe we'll have some more time to fish out some tube radios. I'll be back in a minute. They're going to switch things over for tube time, and your old tube radio network will be doing good. And Tracy, I see, we'll get Jeff proxied in. I got that with no problem. And KJG 4755 from KEO 8492. Hello, John. We've got you checked in here on the old Tube Radio Network. Back in a moment with hopefully some real radios glowing in the dark. And there's somebody. Who was the station? Over? All right, I hear you. You're kind of in my noise, but you are out there beaconing. Speaking of beaconing, I can see I'm not going to get out of the air chair here so early. Behind the golden, I don't know, wireless mouse perhaps. Hello, 52. Maybe we'll get some of that DX back in a minute with tube radios. Over. This is your old tube radio network.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being 27.085 megahertz. The Old Tube Radio Network.
And as Aaron says, Wi-Fi is radio too. So all of you out there on your Wi-Fi, you're beaconing in. I guess that's sort of get on the air or get on the radio night somehow. And it was World Radio Day was Monday of this week, I think. So hopefully that didn't pass by without you turning on a radio dial somewhere or making a transmission of 100 milliwatts or more, or maybe less if you've got one of those new SDR radios. The Old Tube Radio Network. Hi, my name is Dennis. I am ready to go, and I'm supposed to, they're pointing, I'm supposed to do, and don't forget, where did it go? Oh, right here. The sponsor, the special delivery, let's see what this is, the pen sponsor. These pens are always so, they're from the 1960s. They're the original deal, and they're always really nicely constructed with the plastic inserts and the, that light is just in the wrong spot, isn't it? Little designs and colors, and the mechanism, the springs work. The spring is just really nice there. Who is this from tonight? This is, who's sponsoring us tonight? Thanks from Harold's CB Radio. Harold's CB Radio, sales, service, air conditioning, and body shop. So maybe the CBs aren't selling too well these days, so you can get air conditioning, body shop, sales and service of your CB radio from Harold's CB Radio, South Haven, Kansas. 67140. Really nice pen. It's well built, it's heavy. The spring works. All right, here we go. Sounding good. Our sponsor for the evening for your tube radios, and I will say we're listening for radio number 1.
45.
Hello, Paul. I'm going to put you on the list. So don't stop off in the green room. They'll save a plate of food for you. Come up right into the air chair and take a transmission on what will be our Radio 1 tonight at the top of the hour. Over.
There's no difference to that side. I can hear you so nice. And I can check in my Midland 13-890.
All right, going to the M's on the Rolodex here. I know it's always the 13. I'll have to find out from somebody at Midland if the 13 was their CB 11-meter number or one other. So I've got it that we're looking for the 13890. Is that correct? Over.
13-890. That's correct.
All right. And, interestingly enough, it says it's from the collection of Paul. So let me put it on the big screen here, and we'll talk about it. It looks like a pretty cool radio. Looks very modern and brushed chrome and aluminum and all sorts of stuff. Over.
Yeah, I'm real proud of this one. I don't think there's that many of them made. It's not listed anywhere in the SAMs or anywhere. Real hard to find. I needed some schematic on the thing even to check things out. And some of the listeners called in, and Mitch Siegel found one for me, and I had amazing great guys out there. So they're listening, and they're helping if you can do it. Anyway, they were manufactured in Japan in 1968 by Midland International. Back to you.
All right, yeah, there were the Japanese chassis, Panasonic, some from Korea. This may be one of the Panasonic 1 or 2 series. Looks pretty neat. It's got all 23 channels, of course, fine-tuned squelch volume. And I guess that's the power switch. It's got a different sort of like the chicken head knob up there on the right-hand side. Looks like it does PA. Got the phones and the microphone, and it sounds good. It's got really good audio. I'll put up the S-meter the next time you come up, so if you watch the video, you give yourself a signal report. Back to you on the Midland 13890. Over.
Okay, that's standby and operation switch up, the power switch on the right-hand side. Very nice radio. Don't see very many of them. Matter of fact, I don't think there was many of them made. I got a serial number of 90500 with a space, and behind that were 128. I'm guessing that it was a number 128 made. I'm just guessing that. So I don't know, but there's not that many of them. You can't find them anywhere. So anyway, but it's really a neat radio. And I guess they're still making radios there for a bit. Back to you.
Yeah, they are probably making GMRS or FMRS radios. They might be doing like Polycom with the conference phones, things like that. So yeah, they're still doing some electronic stuff. The 13890, a classic radio from, I think you said 1968, and here it is in 2022 and sounding really nice. Great audio with that. Nice, clear, crisp, and sounds like it's pretty close to being on frequency. So good deal. Take another transmission and a great way to get us started off on the old tube radio network.
Okay. Of course, it didn't have the original microphone on the thing. So I have a Turner Jam plus 2U. Amplifier on the thing. I got to cut way down so it doesn't make it loud, but it really gets a good modulation on the thing. So thanks a million for checking in, Dennis.
And thanks, Paul, for bringing it by and getting us started off. Said, established in 1959, Midland Radio Corporation has been on the forefront of two-way radio and weather radio technology. Headquartered in Kansas City, Missouri, Midland has led the way in supplying CBFRS, GMRS, weather alert, and emergency radio technology. So looks like they are still around, doing good from 1959. Is owned by private investors. It's the oldest U.S. manufacturer of CB radios. So there's a citation needed from that from Wikipedia. In the 1990s, CT International acquired a significant share of Midland Corporation, and Midland Radio is the U.S. affiliate of an international group of companies with offices in Bulgaria, Germany, Hong Kong, Italy, Poland, Russia, Spain, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. It's headquartered in, and their distribution facility is in Kansas City, Missouri, which houses its entire U.S. operations.
Well, the front has all the goodies, as you can see up there. They got something like that on the left-hand side. You can accidentally plug the phone into the microphone switch. I haven't done it, but it'd be pretty easy to do. That's about it, Dennis, and thank you.
Yeah, I have a radio like that. It's got headphones, and it's got the code key, and they're right next to each other, and I'm constantly putting my headphones into the key circuit and then wondering why I can't hear anything. I suppose if I went to CW, it probably wouldn't key things up, but that's... You gotta be careful. You gotta read the fine print. Thanks, Paul, for getting us started off here.
37.
Going back to the thing, and let's dial up 37. You'll be radio number 2, Chris. We'll log you in at, 9:05, and you are sounding loud. Welcome back to your air chair.
And I am sitting in it. It pumped up all the way. Actually, I got about halfway. Got a little bit of give in off. No. But anyway, Dennis, I would like to check in my old tube radio, if that would be all right with you.
That would be okay with me. In fact, that's what I get paid for. Or maybe I don't get paid, but that's what I'm supposed to do when I'm sitting in the air chair, is check in any and all old tube radio all old tube radios on the old tube radio network, and I think you qualify. Go ahead.
All right, well, next time you plan on coming by, let me know ahead of time. I'll make some chocolate chip cookies. That way you get your payment. But anyway, I want to check in the general radio telephone, the Super MC11A by, the general, the Super MC11A 24-channel tuber that glows in the dark, and we are running this here with a non-amplified stock standard original mic, I guess it is, I think. Everybody says it is. But anyway, that's what it is. It's non-amplified. What you hear is what comes out a bit over.
I believe they call it the CM3. It's sort of a teardrop-shaped microphonium if you're at oldtuberadio.net, or you've got the picture up over at the YouTube. We are showing the radio and the microphonium, which Chris is using and sounding as usual very, very loud here on Channel 11.
Okay. You know, I did miss something. I was in the other room doing some things there. What was the message that you got on there that was, the email or whatever it was?
What was the email? What was the message? We got the, we've got many things today. A lot of stuff is coming in. We got the RE27ND for use tomorrow. We got the official badges and items from DD21 and the old radio night. We got the special delivery pen that's in the pocket protector, and now we've got the Super MC11A radio.
Yeah, I thought it was something else. I thought you said somebody mailed in something or sent you something for somebody. I didn't know, for somebody or I don't know. I'm old. Who knows?
No, you are correct. That was the two things. There was the pen that's in my pocket protector from, but I don't remember the, not that one. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, yeah, from Harold's CB Radio out there in South Haven, Kansas, believe it or not.
All right, now did you put it in your pocket, put pins in it?
I put it in my pocket protector, but there's some other stuff in there. When I went to pull it out, the whole pocket protector came out. And we got the little decals from old radio night. So those also showed up tonight.
Yeah, very well. I'll have to get on there and check it out in a little bit here. Anyway, Dennis, that's going to be it for me tonight. It's movie night for me and the wife right now, so I'm going to go back in there and I got to start up a movie for us to enjoy the rest of the evening with. Although I would love to stay here, but, once a night, we've been busy for the last 2 days, so tonight was the night, so,
Well, we'd love to have you, and we thank you for stopping by. And a lot of our stations on Saturday evenings take time out from their normal activities to jump into the radio room and share a radio or two with us, and that's a great thing. And we appreciate it, and that's probably why we have been doing this for 35 years, just because our tube radio operators are so cool. The General Radio Telephone Super MC11A from 1969, 1979 tubes, 2 transistors for the DC conversion for, running 12 volts, 12 AX7 in the audio, which is one reason it sounds so loud, and the elusive ECLL 800 modulator output tube, which I'm sure doesn't hurt either in making that great sound. On a stock non-amplified microphone, and then, of course, there is the vocal prowess, the mellifluousness of Chris doing the whole thing. So sounding good, and back to movies. I hope it's G-rated.
Oh, yes. We're going to watch something good. I'm not sure. I think there's one in Disney I've been wanting to check out. So, all right, Dennis, you take care, and everybody out there, thank you all for being there, and keep coming back. 240 SWL37. We'll be out, and, we'll listen to what we can, but have a good evening, Dennis.
135 mobile.
60.
All right, thank you, Chris. 135 mobile, you will be next up in the air chair, and then we'll have Joe as radio number 4. We had the jingle singers ready to go. Let me do that, and then we will head over to Mr. Green Arrow and see what is going on.
You're listening in the latest style.
27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio.
In wonderful
Fresno, California.
In beautiful, wonderful Fresno, California, here in Central California, stations beaconing and listening all over that have the ability to transmit, that I can hear them here on Channel 11 and at oldtuberadio.net on your Universal Media Netweb. And, of course, on the video thing that's going on live right now. Let me head back over to the studio here, and we will, let's get rid of the radio that's on there now, because I think we have a new one. Hello, Mr. Green Arrow.
Hello there, Mr. Dennis. First of all, am I getting over there okay?
I hear you on my radio, meaning that you are beaconing worldwide right now. Over.
Okay, groovy. Let's see. I think this is from Clifton, New Jersey. and Polytronics Labs. This is the Polytronics Polycom Senior 23. Believe it or not, 14 tubes in this thing, and all 23 channels, and a whole lot of gizmos on here, an awful lot of radio, a lot of stuff going on for 1962 or 63. You'll have to check me up on that. I'm not sure exactly when it was made, but somewhere 62, 63. And I'll bet this thing cost a lot of money back then, because it's got an awful lot of stuff for that early a radio. Back to you.
It does. This looks super deluxe, and there's more than just the on-off squelch knob that's shared with something else. Looked in the Rolodex. I love the little, explosion over the channel selector. Let me see if I can get let me go directly into this. Okay, so this is off the Radio Shack table over there at 135. Yeah, this is a perfect picture as always. Polycom Senior 23 with the little starburst on the dial. And you are right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 knobs and some switches and an S meter. And you say you were running off the 12-volt mobile-style radio over?
Yes, I am out here in the undisclosed parking lot, hoping that nobody notices me while I'm out here. Yeah, that meter does an awful lot of stuff, too. It's got 4 scales on it. It does just about everything. It's got a modulation thing, which I just found out, interestingly enough, also shows modulation for the people I'm receiving. If I put it on there and you guys are talking, it jumps up and down as though it's measuring your modulation. It's all very strange. Has a backwards operating squelch knob. That squelch right now is cranked all the way clockwise, which never ceases to confuse me when I first turn this on. Yeah, if you turn it counterclockwise, it squelches everybody out. And if you are looking at the picture, the mic I'm using, of course, is not the big weird RCA-looking mic. I'm using the metal. I think it's all a solid aluminum handheld non-amplified microphone, and channel 11 should be displayed. I'm not sure who makes these microphones. It says Polytronics Labs on the little sticker on the back of the microphone, but I've also seen the same mic used on like Collins equipment and stuff like that. It's like a 2-pound, very heavy all metal microphone. Back to you.
I scrolled up, and there it is on the top of the set. You know, it looks very similar to the microphonium styling, anyway, that is used by General Radio Telephone and that Chris was using on the General Radio Telephone Super MC11A. So it could have some similarities because it's got that great audio with it as well. As you said, the 1962-63, I was thinking if I could get a price point on this because, as you said, this is a super deluxe radio. And I just found it. Holy cow, $369 in 62, $349 in 1963, when a lot of radios were going for $100 and maybe even $200 less than that. I'm not even sure if the Brownings were this much. Maybe between the transmitter and receiver they were. Polycom Senior 23 says it's the first 23-channel all-crystal controlled citizen band transceiver utilizing frequency synthesizing circuitry, built-in tone filter for selective calling. That's interesting. Selective calling. S-meter and output indicator also serves as a PA system. Back to you.
Oh, yeah, you could actually set that polycall thing up to do all sorts of stuff, as I understand it. You could have it, first of all, it lights up a light and tells you you've received a call, if somebody sends just the right tone. You could also have it honk your horn or open up your garage door or all sorts of crazy things. I don't know how to hook any of that stuff up. And I don't have the unit. There's an octal socket in the back for hooking up the Polycom unit. I can, however, I can send the tone. That switch underneath the meter, I can do this. Well, I can't hear anything, but maybe you did. I will assume that was working. If you switch it to the left, it makes that noise. If I switch it to the right, it puts it into receive calling mode, where it'll just stay squelched out until you get the right signal in here. Yeah, it's all a lot of complicated stuff on here.
Yeah, very, very complicated, especially for this was Citizens Band or Citizens Radio Service, so it wasn't supposed to be super duper complicated, but it does many things. Yeah, that tone is quite piercing. I don't know what the frequency is. It's up there in like 1 or 2 kilohertz, so it comes through quite loud. So if you don't hear that, maybe you'll see a little movement on the meter. But I see the little, looks like a slide switch or something. So it sounds like there was quite a manual, perhaps, that you had to read with this radio.
Oh, I'll bet. I wish I could get a hold of it, too. I've just read a couple of articles online about it, but I don't have the manual. It is in SAMS number 4, where you can see where a lot of stuff is laid out, but there really aren't a lot of explanations. Oh, and I did forget to mention, I am very low in frequency. I hope you or anybody else is hearing me well enough. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I think this crystal's kind of gone. You mentioned the synthesized crystal stuff. I'm guessing it uses one crystal for like every 4 channels. And interestingly enough, I took it around the dial today on the frequency counter, and most of the channels are either right on or just a bit high in frequency. Except, of course, for these, like 9, 10, 11, and 12. And so that's all I can do. But I'm sorry, it is low in frequency. Back to you.
Sounds good. I'm listening wide-banded for those that have narrow receivers. If you have a delta tune and you have it to the, you should have it to the minus side, as he's about 27083.6 or 7, so it's still not bad. Polytronics, Polycom. Taking a little extra time with the radio because it's so, I don't know, intense for 1962. I see that at old2radio.com, looks like there is a schematic for that. Also, with some more information, Polycom Senior 23 transceiver exclusively provides spectromatic tuning, a new frequency synthesizing concept that both transmits and receives over the full range of 23 channels. Sometimes on the synthesized channels, like what I had with my Regency Imperial, you'll have one of the multipliers will be bad. And that's the one that disrupts everybody. So you may have 3 or 4 channels that are low and some that are high, depending on which channel in the multiplication synthesis is out. The Polycom Senior 23 incorporates every new advanced feature available to the professional communication operator. New features include Polycom selective squelch and ringer, completely silences the SR23U until one of your own units calls you. The tone ringer activates similar units in the system, controls lights, tape recorders, garage doors, just like you said, blows car horns, etc. I don't even want to see what the interfaces for that is. Night volume control monitors incoming calls at a preset volume. Message light remains lighted to notify you that you have been called. Illuminated S meter indicates signal Polycom N. CB transceiver for matchless range, now with RF new Vista stage dual conversion superhead circuit sensitivity. And this is in 1962. This is like one of the really nice, what was it, Sherwood or Macintosh or Fisher amplifier stereos, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It seems awfully sophisticated for that early on in the CB canon. Sorry, I had to head back out on the road, and we're heading back to the barn. So I'm actually transmitting in the actual mobile in the mobile.
Okay, yeah, I can tell the signal's moving around a little bit, so I will keep this short so you can concentrate on driving. Let's see, who says, John, always thought that Polytronics should have a parrot as a logo. Does it ever say Polycom want a cracker?
Yeah, and it's pretty old, too. Parrots live for a long time. So, Polycom Senior wants 23 crackers. I don't know. Make up your own jokes.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to put up the S meter so you can take one more transmission if you watch the playback, and you will be able to give yourself a radio check. Radio number, and don't go away, Joe. We're coming up to you. Radio number 3, the Polytronics Polycom Senior 23 for 1962 and 63. Quite advanced. I definitely think this takes it over the trams and the Brownings for sophistication and lots of controls, but it didn't catch on like either of those radios. Over to you for a transmission. As always, Cliff, thanks for going the extra effort, giving us some mobile radios. Back to you.
Oh, well, hey, thanks for letting me check it in. This is the last in my series of mobile radios. Hopefully the weather will warm up a bit and I can do this in the backyard again. But that's 5 mobiles in a row, and so that's going to do it for that. Most of these I can check in the base configuration, and I'll do that as the year goes on. We'll just have to see what's working and what isn't working. Oh yeah, I was going to do the mic gain control. Do I have time to do that real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to put on the Orban loudness meter. And it's been on there, so we've got some headings on your LKFS. So back to you for the microphone test. Over.
Okay, I'll do this real quick. Let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There, that's all the way back up. And let's not forget this thing. A little CQ there on the poly call. Back to you.
All right, good test. It works well. I'm going to say once you get below 7, your audio goes way down. So 7, 8, 9, 10 is where we hear you. And of course, you must have it at 10. And I would say that is about right.
Yeah, I have it cranked all the way up. Again, this is a non-amplified mic, so I figure it needs all the help it can get. Again, thanks for letting me check this thing. I know I haven't checked it in at least a year. And with that, Joe, hey Joe, do you hear me out there? Is this thing mobile making it your way?
Oh, Cliff, that thing is awesome. I've been looking at it here on the phone, and I have to compliment you. And I want to hear that radio again someday.
Oh, you know what? Next time I check it in, I'm going to check it in the base configuration. I got another crystal microphone. If you see the one pictured, it kind of looks like an old RCA microphone. I'll use that as the base microphone. But yeah, I was wondering if you could hear me over there, Joe. I'll turn it over to you, and we'll let the channel roll. See ya.
Thanks a bunch there, Cliff. No, I hear you loud and clear, about 9 dBs, and modulation swinging. Yeah, I want to hear that one some other day. I want to hear it again. And I wanted to compliment Paul on his Midland. Pretty radio, real true classic. Dennis, I'd like to check in my Johnson Messenger, but we're going to drop down a couple of notches here. I want to check in my Johnson Messenger 223 Viking base.
All right, the Messenger 223. Well, I don't think we're dropping down that much, because if the Polytronics, thank you, Cliff, drive safely, and we'll look for more radios in future episodes. Radio number 3, the Polytronics Polycom Senior 23. Radio number 4 online with us now at 9:27. The E.F. Johnson Messenger 223. Definitely not a step down. That was, as we just heard, Polycom's, the Polytronics top of the line for 62. Move up to 1968, and here comes the top of the line for E.F. Johnson, the Messenger 223, taking their current mobile base Messenger 2 and adding all 23 channels. I don't know if I think they were synthesized as well. An S meter and some other items of interest, making it their top dog. Certainly not at $300. It was about $130 less than that Polycom, and they sold a lot. Probably a lot more than the Polycoms, just because they were priced right. I'll find a picture of the radio, Joe. Give us another transmission, and it is always sounding good.
Thank you much, Dennis. And again, once again, I'd like to compliment the guys on those particular radios. Yeah, Dennis, 10 tubes, the original Johnson Viking mic with the push-to-talk Johnson written on it. And doggone it, it's been a good little base radio. Won't go mobile, but hey, we can't complain.
Yeah, that's interesting what E.F. Johnson did. The radio that this was created from, the Messenger 2, would actually go mobile or base. When they created this, they made it, just like you said, a base radio only, but at that time, they started producing solid-state radios for mobile, so the 323 and the 123, and I think Johnson was pretty much ahead of the time, knowing that that was probably a better way to go, a smaller radio, lighter, didn't put out a lot of heat. It probably would take the vibrations of the car, but they kept, nicely enough, they kept the really nice Messenger 2. They knew they had a good base radio, and so they didn't really change much of anything, and that was good for them, and it sold well for the next 4 years and was well built, as you are proving right now, transmitting here on February 19th of 2022. Over.
Yeah, thank you much, Dennis. Yeah, definitely doing a little job. I think we have to step up on this one in a transistor. Really a complicated little radio, that transistorized model. And one of these days I'll get to playing with it there on the band, just for the fun of it. Double meters, double squelches, kind of an unusual radio. But anyway, Dennis, thank you for letting me check in this one. And I think I smell another one warming up.
All right, that's a good thing. Let me go back to the radio room. I've got I'm surrounded here by E.F. Johnson, the one, the virtual one, and the one that's actually behind me on the desk from SWL 84, and the crew. Let's see. Wanted to say Gary's is home now from Cool. Talking to somebody or listening to somebody in Cool, California on 40 meters earlier. Radio number 4, Joe, on the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223. Sounding good. Thanks for bringing it by. And we're going to head over to the Jingle Singers, who are enjoying all the good things that are in the green room tonight. I guess they are getting ready to get packed up for the big race tomorrow. And but before that, they have agreed to do what they do best on the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. Your favorite slot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we are listening for radio number 5.
45.
And I think this is like the best day fishing. You throw out the line and it just happens. Hello, Paul, the Old Tube Radio Network hears you. Over.
Okay, I tried to bring this up behind Cliff with his college run, but didn't make it. Anyway, this is an old Polycom 2.
All right, let me go back to the Rolodex, the Polytronics, and there's a lot of P radios, Polytronics, and you say it's the Polycom 2. I'm bringing up the file here. Let me put the... Aha, I think I found it. It looks like it's either a blue or a green radio. Over.
Well, mine's better looking than that. Mine's a green, but the sign's the same. Got the little place to put your numbers in the middle there. Same thing. I believe this thing was manufactured about 1961. Probably one of the first ones Polycom come out with. Do you have any more information on that?
I'm checking, but what a difference between the Senior, and indeed it was. And that's kind of nice to know that Polytronics realized this is citizen radio service, and you can start with a radio that gets you on the air and makes two-way communications, and then you can have one that's the top of the line. So obviously, they were very busy in their factories. You know what? I'm looking here, and I don't have a date. I thought I did, but I would go along with you if the Senior was at 62 and 63. This obviously was probably around that time, or maybe a little bit before. Looks like it has 4 channels and the volume and the A&L switch. I see a handle in the front, almost like you would carry the thing portable, but I have a feeling that's not what you would do.
No doubt. Anyway, this thing is manufactured in New Jersey, and it did not have a receive and a visitor tube in the thing. Well, I'll tell you what, I wish they had the tube in there. You're loud enough for pretty close, but Cliff, I couldn't hardly hear him at all. So it makes a difference in it. But they put the new visitor in the next one, I think, in line, and it's a better radio. I got it too. But it's still a nice radio. I like it. It's really no meter, no nothing on the thing. Very basic, very neat looking. Thank you.
Yeah, it's got good audio. The audio's just a little muffled, but it's very loud. It punches through. And Polycom putting their little touches even on their basic radio here, where you have the badge that goes right above the microphone, and you can dial, or you can write in the channels or whatever it is, some info right on the little badge there, and you can probably pull the paper out and change things. I'll do a frequency check the next time your transmission comes up. See how the crystal is holding up. Sounds pretty good. Good audio. We'll put the S-meter up to do that. So back to you, Paul, and we'll check your crystal frequency over.
Okay. Well, it's got that big old heavy polish and loop. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Dennis.
Hey, thanks for bringing it by. It keys up. It actually, if someone had an SDR scope, that would look pretty cool. It would have a line, and that line would move because it keys up a little off frequency and then slowly slides towards 27.085. Not unusual for a radio that age or vintage on the crystals, but sounds pretty good. That is definitely an old tube radio footprint when you see that on the band scope. Radio number 5 from Polytronics, the Polycom 2. So it leads me to believe there was a Polycom 1 somewhere out there. Neat radio, still sounding good here. Thanks for bringing it by.
I'd sure like to know if this is the first one or not. This has a Polycom Roman numeral on the thing, the 2. The one Sam says just 2. So I think Sam's is wrong, but I could be wrong. Thanks again for checking it in, Dan.
Oh, and you bring up something. There is a Polycom Roman numeral 2. That's the one I'm showing. Let me see if I have another, because there is a Polycom number 2, but I think that is, and there I'm popping up, but I think that is a 2-meter radio, and that is very fancy. Let me get a close-up of that. Yes, that's a 2-meter radio. It's up at the 145 megahertz. Lots of knobs on that. It looks very similar to the Senior in its output. Little tiny speaker. Almost reminds me of the Gonset communicators. But the Polycom number 2 is a 2-meter radio up there in the 145 megahertz area. And the Polycom Roman numeral 2 that you're talking on, and we heard just moments ago, and I'll put the picture back up for that, I hope. Here we go, is the Citizen Band style radio. So mystery solved.
I think it's a little bit newer from the looks of it.
Yeah, that's what I would say, but it has that look of the Polycom Senior, and I think the giveaway would be, I'm going to pull it back up. if it's AM only. See, it's got a VFO and a receive out VFO. So I'm just trying to see if it says it's FM or AM. They also made a 6-meter radio. So that's very similar to what Gonsa did. Okay, there's the 2 and 6 meter ad. So Polycom 6-meter transceiver, dual Nuvistor amplifiers. So they were big into the Nuvistors, up into a $300 price range, 19 tubes, 10 diodes, guaranteed performance. So Polycom, but the Polytronics Lab, 388 Getty Avenue, Clifton, New Jersey. So good stuff. Sounding good. Thanks for bringing it by.
Yeah, that's the 6-meter here. That's a nice looking rig. All right. Thank you for listening.
Break channel.
All right. Thanks for bringing it by. The break channel. Go ahead. Over.
Hey, Dennis. I do a late check-in, 650. 8 tower power for you out there. Channel 20, please.
All right, you are checked in. Dennis was in earlier in the mobile unit. Not sure if he's still out there, but if he is, he'll probably see you on Channel 20. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Dennis. Have a good week.
And you are listening to the Old Tube Radio Network, where we are looking for radio number 6 and looking, but not looking too far, because they're right here for the Jingle Singers here on the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you, wherever you are. The friendliest station for you by far is known to all and
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
the station for you is
OTR.
Info, thank you, John. Polycom Senior 23 had the same chassis as the Lafayette HB333. The Senior had a few extra meter functions, etc., but the same basic radio. So that beacons the question, I guess, is was that a third party made for both Polycom and Lafayette? Because I know some of the Lafayette radios were made by DeWalt. Or was it a Polycom and Lafayette's clothing? Did Lafayette make any of their own stuff? Interesting. So we'll have to look up and see if we have an HB. I might even have that in the Rolodex, the HB 333 from Lafayette. I mean, kind of see at least from the outside if there was an. Let's see. I've got an HB 333 first production. Second production from a Stan. Hey, it's from Stan. Let me put that up there and see what's up while I talk here. There you go. It looks like the meter's in a similar position. Let me bring that in there right there. So there's a first production range boost channel. There was a second production. There's the rear of the radio. Well, that's different. Let me see if I can find the 333 Series A. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see if we got a shot for that. Same thing. All right. Well, there you go. That's the HB 333, but early radios, and these were fairly decent units. And I bet this was probably priced up there, but maybe not as much as the Polycom. OTR. We're looking for Radio 6.
60.
Ouch. I hurt myself keying up the radio. How do you do that? Radio 6 is from 60. I think that sounds pretty good, and we'll log it in at 9:40. Hello, radio.
Hello, Dennis. Dennis, I'd like to check in World Labs Radio, my little hustler. A very friendly little radio, really nice to operate. I think this one here probably would have been my choice for a mobile radio.
Could be. Looks good. If you had a nice blue car, I was trying to get a shot of it here, and I've got a nothing on my screen. So let me go back and and see if I can't find it. Yeah, do you have a blue car or some blue interior, something that would go well with that? Over.
Well, you know, back in the day, Dennis, I did ride a 58, a color blue just like this. Boy, this would have been nice in that 58 Chevy.
Yeah, that's right. They made the 58 was a blue color. I had a friend that had a 58 Impala. It was, now that you mention it, sort of that blue color. That was a popular color. So I'm sure the cars and probably some appliances and maybe, tile for the bathroom and the kitchen all had that pink and blue and all those really nice mid-century modern colors. World Radio Labs, Leo Meyerson, and a radio that's super rare, but of course we seem to get the super rare ones here on the Old Tube Radio Network, thanks to our radio operators. Take another transmission.
Yes, we do, and I do enjoy hearing those rare radios. This one here is a bunch of fun. Like I say, it would have been simple enough to have in the car. You had your volume, you had your squelch. I think this is sort of a counterclockwise squelch on it, and of course you had your modulation light, so you didn't spend much time seeing if you were transmitting. And the vertical meter, of course, is very clear on this one. For some reason or another, the light is kind of bright. And of course you had your spotter and to be on frequency, and then the little extra crystal of your choice. Maybe to put an emergency channel on.
Yeah, Citizen Band radio service had various functions, whether it was for a business or the React channel, or going Unit 1 to Unit 2 on your base, and this was part of getting into that mix to grab, I guess, the market that was. A lot of the manufacturers were looking at the numbers of amateur radio operators in the early 60s and mid-60s and seeing sort of not a decline, but certainly not the increase in numbers that was happening with citizen band radio. So a lot of them wanted to jump in and see if they could maybe cash in on some of that. And a lot of the radio manufacturers were already doing something elsewhere, so it was sort of easy. It's like, what you mean? We can make smaller radios with less power and fewer features and still charge money, and people would like them, and they did. They bought them, and they were built well. They weren't just thrown together. They were built to last and to go in the mobile and to be shook around and to last into the 21st century and show up here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Radio number 6, the Hustler. It is a fan favorite. It's turning out to be. So cute little radio. Give us another transmission. It's sounding good.
Thank you much, here, Dennis. Yeah, you could have possibly put a pair of these in a shoebox, maybe a his and hers model, maybe Lady Hustler and Hustler himself. But anyway, thank you for letting me check this one in, and I smell another one warming up.
All right, that's good, and I think this is one of those radios that, with the color schemes, I think it would work well in the kitchen as you're peeling potatoes for those potato nachos. And you could be listening into the Old Tube Radio Network on the WRL Hustler. Thanks for bringing it by, Old Tube Radio Network listening. Is somebody in there? Hello, radio from the Old Tube Radio Network. Over. Maybe not hearing me. Not sure if that was directed at OTR or not. OTR standing by. Sometimes I hear voices, yes, and it's coming from some other source on my radio, so I had to make sure I got the right microphonium keyed. And let's see, the jingle singers say they can step up to the big microphonium, and they will do so on the Old Tube Radio Network.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Greetings to you, wherever you are. For music and the latest news from home and from afar. The station for you is
OTR, Old Tube Radio.
the station for you is
OTR.
And we are listening for radio number 7 on your Old Tube Radio Network. And up on the balcony joining us tonight, hello to Germantown, Wisconsin, where it's almost Sunday, cloudy, and 17 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you don't forget the jacket. Also, hello to Reedley, California, where it's 50 degrees and almost 10 o'clock. So if it's that Reedley station, we did have get you checked in, Bob. But anybody listening in, the Old Tube Radio Network, here on a Saturday evening, talking about and checking in and learning about the classic tube radios, Class D citizen radio service from 1958 to about 1978. Those tube radios, looking for radio number 7. And Dwayne, you are correct. Sometimes I've heard them say that this is the wise guy frequency. And maybe the wise gal frequency as well. Hello, radio from KB6GFD. All right, W6OTR, KB6GFD. Not sure if you can hear me, but I hear you. I will get you checked in and maybe catch you on the base if you're there in time. Drive carefully, and thanks for checking in, KB6GFD. And from the crossband, SWL20 coming back from his journey of somewhere. So we'll get Harvey checked in. And he said he just might actually be by the radio here before we sign off tonight. OTR standing by, listening for Radio 7.
60.
And I bet we might have Radio 7 if you're in front of a glow-in-the-dark radio, over.
Well, she's a glowing. It's not quite as dark, but she is definitely glowing and definitely warming up. Dennis, my Robin, 123B. I'd like to check it in, 11 tubes. Bit of work done to this one. This one here has maybe 10 extra channels in it. But other than that, she listens well, and I hope she's talking well.
Sounding pretty good. We'll take an S-meter reading, and I don't know, maybe we'll do a frequency check. Chrissy, who is doing a good job for us tonight with the potato recipe, gets her one of her favorite radios online right now, the very green Robin T123B, 1973 to 1976, a very popular and good seller of the Panasonic Chassis 2 radio, mobile or base. Sounding good. Take a transmission.
Thank you much there, Dennis. A very decorative radio. And Chrissy, I enjoy that recipe. In fact, I've got to get it tomorrow for the Daytona 500. But doggone it, Dennis, with the few modifications that were made to the radio, it is a fun radio to operate. And like I say, everything is working pretty well on it. I may have to do a cleaning on it and check a tube. There may be one that is taking a little bit on the weak side, but I can't tell just by looking at it. Anyway, yes, thanks for letting me check in this Robin 123B.
All right, hard to tell. It doesn't sound like there's anything wrong. It could be, if there's anything that might not be up to par, it could be in the audio circuit. It's nice and loud, but I don't know if it's as clear as it normally is. I'm looking. I'm not quite on frequency. That would help. I don't have the noise blanker in. Sometimes that does weird things, but I think you're good. You're good all the way around. Take another transmission. I'll put up the S meter. I will do a frequency check as long as we're here. We'll do that part of it. That's easy. I'll do the easy stuff. You have to do the hard part with the screwdriver. Back to you.
Yeah, I don't think I want to chance it with the screwdriver, but it's easier for me to just... And you can kind of check out the modulation, the frequency, and see if things are okay in that department. But yeah, I have a little bit of problem. It's like a hearing problem. It is not picking up the way it should. And well, I may take it to the doctor and have him look at it.
Could be 84.3 on the frequency, so that's right on the 700 hertz spread the FCC allows. Great audio. Whenever I can kick over to sideband and the audio does not drop off, it still stays loud, that's a good indication that you are at that good asymmetrical 100% plus modulation on your Robin, so doing a good job.
Thank you much, and Dennis, thank you for letting me check this one in. That wraps my radios up for the day, and doggone it, hopefully there'll be another one out there, and we'll say evening time to Harvey. SWL60 will be on the side.
Okay, don't go away. Take another transmission. That time, the thing I thought I was hearing, I heard a lot of, but it sounded more like just a bad microphone contact or something. You had plenty of signal, but the audio was starting to break up just a little bit. So take another transmission. Over.
Well, it might be here in the audio in the lollipop department. Doggone it, yeah, these mics are a bit sensitive, need to be cleaned frequently. But yeah, if you're hearing that problem, yeah, let me know.
All right, yeah, almost sounds like a bad contact, and it showed up again, and the last part came through, but you were talking louder, so could be a bad connection. Sometimes you tickle the electrons when you really talk loud, you know how it goes. Is that a battery-operated microphonium? It doesn't sound like the battery is weak. Typically, a weak battery will start out strong and then fade out. This is an intermittent that comes and goes, so yeah, maybe a little, maybe time to clean some contacts or something. Over.
Okay, we'll look into that. Tomorrow we'll drop the plate on this one and give the whole battery a reading. I know it's been on here a while, and I've got some extra 9 volts here, and it is a lollipop. It's a powered D104.
Okay, yeah, and if you have a video replay, you'll see it or you'll hear it at about a little less than 2 hours in, near the end of the program here. You'll hear it what it's doing. It might help you out, but it's full audio when it's there, and it's almost like it's got that almost there connection. I don't think it's a battery. A battery would fade down and stay down. So let's see. Chrissy gives you a thumbs up for the radio. Cornbread reminds you not to stick your finger in the mic plug when it's on. So, you know, OTR is a very helpful, friendly place.
I can see that. Hey, okay, Dennis. Yeah, I'll get on out of here and let the old channel rock and roll, and we'll say evening time to Chrissy. SWL60 will be on the site.
Absolutely. All right, sounding good. The Jingle Singers have a few more items to go. I just looked at the clock. Time sure flies when you're having fun on the old tube radio network. So let's see. What do they want to do? They say whatever. All right, here we go. The old tube radio network. Back in a minute.
Let's do some spelling.
OTR. 27.085 megahertz. Channel 11, Old Tube Radio. Old Tube Radio.
All right, we'd be counting and mounting, but certainly plenty of times to get a radio in and say hello on your old tube radio network. I take it you must be listening in KB6GFD.
Yeah, W6OTR. I'm about 4 or 5 minutes from the house. The stream on my phone is a good 30 to 45 seconds, maybe close to a minute behind. Because right now you're talking on the radio, okay? On the stream. Anyway, are you going to be there long enough for me to get home? About 5 minutes.
Yeah, I should be here. We'll probably be wrapping it right up when you get in. And, you know, I'm usually sitting in the chair for a couple minutes, so we'll get you in. We'll get your voice. All right, 73, drive carefully, KB6GFD.
You got it, W6OTR.
I'll buy him some time from the Radio Lounge. How about a Robin?
Hey, we can do a Robin. Let me jump back into the air chair here. And let's see, I want to dial right up here. Tell us about the Robin. We, moments ago, had the T123B, but I know you have, and there are many from which to choose. So over to you.
You know, that's an interesting comment. Are there many of them? Well, I don't know about that, but this one, unless I'm mistaken, it was the first in the series. This is, for your listening pleasure, a Robin 123, and that's it.
And that's enough. Robin T123. Still a bit of green, but certainly a different look than the 123B. Great audio. Boy, that radio and that microphone combination really works well for your voice. It makes you sound like you stepped into the FM radio station, although maybe I should say the AM radio station, and which you are. You are an AM radio station. Take a transmission.
You know, that's interesting. I never really know how to set these things up. I know on the bottom of this amplified D104, there's a screw or whatever it is just to adjust, what you're doing with it. I can't remember what it was, sizzling sausage and something about Croft Superstar. I have no idea what you were supposed to say into this thing. But I do appreciate it because it's late, and I think most of my other radios, you've got to sit up straight and make a concerted effort to speak into before others can really comprehend what you're saying. This thing, when most everyone is asleep, which is the case right now, it's nice to use because you don't have to scream into it. I guess I should look at the Magic Eye too. Yeah, even at the low voice level I'm using right now, the Magic Eye tube is definitely winking and blinking at me, and that, of course, was the main feature that drew me to this radio, which was my first vacuum tube CB radio. Was the 6RE13, I think it is, which is a vertically mounted Magic Eye tube. You yap into it, the bar illuminates from the top down, from the bottom up, and the more audio you put into the mic, the more the two kind of meet in the center. But even I know I've made this comment before, but even after all these years, it's really fun looking into this gosh darn thing. I'd highly recommend everyone get a Magic Eye tube radio.
Like the jingles singers say, it's the magic. OTR is the magic place to be, and if you've got that Magic Eye tube, and there are different configurations. That one's cool. I didn't even know that style existed. I was used to when you look at the top of the tube, it looks like the little Pac-Man thing. But this one is cool to show your modulation. Great audio, working well. And did I mark it in? Yeah, I marked it down as radio number 8. And yeah, it's just good audio. Listen to the replay. You will be amazed. I think that can't possibly be me on the radio, and we're barely talking, but it sounds good.
Well, good. That's good to hear. I almost took it on the road today, but as always, I got too lazy and dinner got served too late, so I didn't do it. But the weather's getting warmer outside, so perhaps sometime soon.
It is. Things are starting to bloom, and, then we'll have some storms when we're not supposed to, but it is good. All right, thanks for radio number 8. Robin always sounds good, and that is why the Old Tube Radio Network is here to give these radios a chance to jump in once a week, drive around the block once a month. As I'm injuring myself here. As Cliff said, sometimes it might be just once a year, but this is the forum that you can bring them by and check them out, get a microphone report, an S-meter report, and, show them off, to the world. Oldtuberadio.net beaconing everywhere. Thanks. And the jingle singers are ready. They're all packed. They're ready for that that race tomorrow. I don't know what time. They must be leaving early. It's the private jet, so maybe they got a sleeping compartment there or something. But anyway, your Old Tube Radio Network says thanks everybody for another great program.
You're tuned to
OTR Channel 11.
right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
Counting and amounting.
OTR, maybe I'll attempt to buy him some more time with a super quick extra radio check-in.
This is the super extra radio check-in frequency. Let me pop over to the video. We're still seeing the Robin. Let me clear that and find out what it is that you might have over.
Well, this is the super humbling Robin radio. This is my 123B as in Bravo, which is, I gotta say, it's kind of uncomfortable for me to use this radio because I feel like I'm yapping into this microphone really, really, really loudly. And this, I guess it's whatever it is, a neon or incandescent bulb that I have as a modulation indicator, just really isn't doing much of anything unless I scream in here. I don't know if I've ever listened to a playback of this particular thing, but it definitely, as far as what it's telling me on the front of the radio, it's telling me I'm not doing very well. But anyways, it's a 123 Bravo, and it looks great, at least sitting here. It may not sound great, but it looks good. How's that sound?
It looks good, and it sounds good as well. I'm going to say it's not, the audio isn't as beefy. I don't know, that's like, what kind of technical term is that, as the 123, but it's there, and it's not, I didn't have to go and adjust anything, and it has enough, when you come back, take a transmission, I'll put up the S-meter, it has enough to move the S-meter forward, or move it at all. That's usually an indication that you're doing something. So take another transmission. We'll go to the S-meter here.
Okay. Well, this thing, I don't know what I can really comment about on this thing. I was always preoccupied with it's got a range expand button on the front of it. And although this is going to make it sound even more pathetic than it probably is, I do have the range expand currently on, and we're going to flip it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is what it sounds like. Yeah, that modulation is nothing whatsoever until I turn it back on. And all the homes next to mine probably they're all awake now that I've screamed in the radio. But there it is. Range expand on and off.
Okay, and that is a good test. I had the S-meter up, and it went from not too bad to I ain't got no modulation, that Rolling Stones song. So the range boost needs to be on, and aren't we lucky that they have radios with range boosts for our unamplified microphoniums, and when it is that time of the evening, when we can't really shout into the radio like we were talking DX. Radio number 9, the Robin T-123 Bravo sounds good. Mission accomplished for checking in the radio, and mission accomplished for getting us yet another check-in, it appears. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Sounds like you're playing your flute out there. Your Irish penny whistle or something.
Okay. It's being temperamental ever since its big brother went bye-bye.
It's lonely, it seems.
Up on this too. I haven't been using it too much. Laughing a bit. Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68 from Browning Laboratories with the custom D104. Browning medallion on the back of the head of the D104. Couple questions. There's a gentleman that I've been corresponding with from the Ukraine. Yes, that's where I said. The Ukraine. And, yeah, he's in Kiev. And been kind of keeping me updated a bit. Anyway, he said he was going to check out the net. And I gave him the www.otrradio.net, I guess, whatever it is. So, I think you can check to see if anybody is listening from there.
It depends where they are. It may show up as an unknown SWL, assuming they can get through. If they're at oldtuberadio.net, it would show up somewhere. If they're on the video side or watch the video side, then I don't think I would have a record of that. So it's possible, but, you know, I don't have a lot of magic to check. But that would be interesting if indeed they could get through and get a connection to listen in.
I didn't tell him that you can post a message. The guy's sharp, so if he looks down, now I don't do the Facebook thing, OTR to that. I do it right at www.oldtuberadio.net, and you can post a message there. So, if he can get on there, if the people from the northeast and south don't cut his internet, maybe he can post a message and say he heard. But I was trying to get home so I could see if you detected it. I know it lists, what's that thing that it lists to the left? The possible city name or unknown. What's that deal? Where it lists location, kind of?
Yeah, the digital SWLs. I've been kind of monitoring that tonight. I didn't see anything unusual, but it's possible that if it doesn't track it, it will show up as an unknown. But we'll see. We'll keep track. So I would say keep them in the loop, and we will make sure. Got you in as Radio 10 on the Browning Golden Eagle, or the Browning Golden Beagle Laboratories. Anyway, the R68 T68 combination over, as we will be counting and amounting.
It's either my receive or you're running a low power or something. Kind of hard for me to hear you.
Radio. No, we're doing good. Yeah, you aren't even making my noise level. You are way, way down.
I don't know why I've got a little Also, if Levon is listening from back east and hasn't checked lately, his radio should arrive around Tuesday. So possibly we'll know all about next week.
All right, Tuesday for the arrival. Yeah, you're way in my noise level. I mean, I can tell you. I think you're on the range boost, but it's just way down. So maybe check some jumpers or some things of that nature. So yeah, we'll maybe have a report next week on the OTS radio. Your radio is making it through for Radio 10. And I know you just got in, so go do all those things you need to do when you just get in, and we will catch you on some mode, on some band, on some frequency.
So if he's listening, he can send me a little message that I'll get on my phone or computer. And then Levon can do, he can call me or text me. So, see if he's noticed that Tuesday is the day. Okay, we'll let you go, Dennis. Sounds real good. I'll catch you next week.
All right, very good. Any other stations? We'll go ahead and put this in bye-bye mode here. With your old Tube Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR Totals.
We'll call it the current and final old Tube Radio Network totals. I'm trying to find my my paperwork here to tell you that there were 12 check-ins on page 1, 17 on page 2, 15 on page 3, and 24 on page 4 for a total of 68 SWL check-ins. We are on week 6 of the 8-week roster, so 2 more weeks to go, and then we should be able to maybe shuffle around and create a few openings on the SWL page for those who would like to do that. There's, of course, you don't need any special number. I know I didn't need a number, but I'm on there somewhere just from long ago. Let's talk about radios tonight. We had 10 total. Most heard manufacturer. It was doing pretty good. I thought it was going to be the Polycoms. That would probably be a first in a long time. And then the Robins tied them, and then there was that tiebreaker at Radio 9. So the Robins tonight, the most heard manufacturer. Don't forget we've got the potato nacho recipe that's on the chat window on the video side. It looks like it was a quick and easy recipe. Be perfect for, the race tomorrow or any time, won't you? On the old Tube Radio Network. All right, let's jump over to something more visual and talk about the radios. The Midland 13890 starting us off tonight. And Paul sounding really good. Good audio with that. I think that's one of the first Panasonic chassis doing a good job. Chris came in, of course, on one of the fan favorites, the General Radio Telephone Super MC11A. Always sounding good. Also, a super-duper radio, Green Arrow on the Polycom Senior 23, working mobile. Working from the mobile tonight. Lots of knobs and dials. Sounds good. And another fairly rare radio from 1962, at about $350. It's a lot of money. You could either buy yourself a nice, probably 21-inch color, or not color, but a black and white console TV and watch watch Jackie Gleason and Soupy Sales, or maybe you would just buy yourself a Polytronics Polycom. Before that, or after that, I should say, Joe on the E.F. Johnson Messenger 223 for Radio 4. Radio 5, the Polytronics Polycom 2. Second Polytronics of the evening, the WRL Hustler radio number 6 from Joe, and he followed that with the Robin T123B. And he rousted the robins out of the nest. The next radio was Mike on his Robin T123 with the Magic Eye. Then he brought the T123 Bravo, the Panasonic Chassis 2, for radio number 9. 3 robins tonight, most heard manufacturer, and of course the Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68 moments ago on your old tube radio network. Thanks for listening. Thanks for staying up late. I know the Midwest and East Coast people staying up late on a Saturday evening and enjoying the conversation on the chat and all the radios coming through, and maybe you are listening or watching to one of the replays, and hopefully you are doing something similar. With a radio night, perhaps you're studying for your amateur radio license. There's a lot more tests going on now that COVID things have opened up. Bands are getting good. Boy, this is the year. 2022 should be your year to get on the air if you really are thinking about expanding into the amateur radio world. 100 watts in a wire, 10 watts in a wire. A lot of QRP radios and stations coming out and having some good time on the band. So think about it, won't you? The Old Tube Radio Network saying 73. Good night to everybody. Thanks for joining us. And we are planning to be here next week. I hope you are too. 73, everybody.
Thank you much there, Dennis. Wonderful evening.
Yeah, thanks to our radio operators and listeners who keep us going. And hello, Chrissy. You know, I was just looking through my list. Turn the receive volume down. I was looking through my list. We're 6 weeks in. Sometimes as we get closer to the end, all the available numbers I have start filling up, and I was seeing if there was something that I could jump into without waiting till week 8. Because, like I said, if people don't check in for a number of weeks or a number of months, actually, then we recycle the number because we have a finite number. And I thought we might have one of those, but I see I've already given a couple out. But I'm looking there, so don't go away. We could possibly do I have one there. I wonder if that's available. It's up over on page 2. This is net control thinking out loud here. So, you know, let me do that. I think I can do that. I don't know. It's Sam, right? Is he still listening, I wonder? And go Rams. Nobody said Fresno, but they did talk about the Rams. I'm looking, Chrissy. I thought I saw Sam was in earlier, but I don't know if he's still there. If he's still there, I might have a number. But I'll hold on to it. If he's gone, I'll hold on to it for next week. If it's still something I can hand out and he shows up, I will be happy to assign that. If not, we're going to be reissuing some things in the next couple of weeks. I think I've got a couple that are probably coming up for review. All right, I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Sam is there. Hey. Trying on the Browning Mark III. Where are you at? If you're in California, north or far north or far south, when we have some of those sporadic E conditions, you just may be able to hear us. All right, I'm looking. I lost my place. I thought I found it. Yeah, okay, 38. SWL 38. So I'll put you down. Where's your, what's your QTH? Where's your location, Sam? I always like to put that in just so I can have a reference. say it's Sam in somewhere. So, and Cornbread. In fact, Cornbread has had like 17 numbers, and he just keeps giving them back. So if it wasn't for Cornbread, we probably wouldn't have any numbers to hand out here. Byron, what's the zip code? BYRON. See, that's the second California town I've seen today that I didn't know existed. Not that you don't exist, but I just, net control is not very smart. There was Cool, COOL, California, which is up near Sacramento. And then you in Byron. If you were get your amateur radio license, probably cut you on 2 meters or 40 meters. Okay, you're in a 94 area code. Up in Contra Costa County. All right, very good. We will catch you. Got you in as you're up near X4000 up there near Brentwood. Hard to say. Mount Diablo's right there. I'll bet you catch you on the Diablo repeater. All right, Sam. SWL 38. I'm going to X in the square for 2/19/2022, and glad you found us and joined us. We do this every Saturday at 8 o'clock Pacific Daylight Standard or whatever time. And yeah, give it a try on the Mark III. Maybe there'll be an SDR somewhere. We'll pick you up. All right, I'll stop yapping here. And you are on. In fact, is the video still up? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I lost my picture. Yeah, okay. I'll go to the control room. And here's what we do. When we're checking in, we have a little list that shows up. I think it's right there. And we go to SWLs, and SWL 38 I call, and you will probably virtually be on some screen, and I will click the thing, and it says checked in. There you go. Looking good. Before I go, let me see. Let's check out, since I can do that. Let me open up the radio and see if there's any AM activity. Anything going on 75 meters here tonight. Wow. Why is that so? Not sounding good here tonight. Am I on the right antenna? I don't think I'm on the right antenna. I guess I am. But things don't... Oh, I know why. We're super attenuated here. Let's not do that. And take off the noise reduction. Put that in. I think you know how to run a radio by now. There's some guys on 3880. Not sounding too good. Oh, we're on CW. That would help. Yeah, some AM there. Band doesn't sound in too good a shape. So we'll leave it at that. Time for some Ovaltine. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. And we'll catch you later. Yeah, Dwayne is right. Keep the Mark III fired up because we get California conditions. Idaho does good into Central and Northern California, and we should get some there. And Google's Orwellian saying, I wish there was a way I could listen in and even talk to you from outside of California. Well, we've sort of fixed that with the Echolink link. We don't use it that much. We may try some stuff with some Fusion FM. We don't have a lot of time to jump everybody in between the radios, but there'll be a way to do it. And maybe we'll do something when Cycle 25 opens up on those getting your amateur stuff. Maybe we'll kick in like a Sunday afternoon 10 meter AM or meet on a band somewhere. Could be pretty cool. All right, good night, everybody. The old Tube Radio Network saying 73. And we'll catch you next time if I find a picture to put up. How about that? Good night, everybody, from OTR.
For Washington, 5-9 there, 5-9, roger. Good deal, copy your 5-9, back to you there, into ATZ.
Cycle 25. Actually, we are in Cycle 25 right now. Sunspots are still, they're down to 50, but when Cycles 25 is open, we'll be up at triple-digit sunspots for a couple years, easy. So right now it's just the bottom. So we'll have this year, next year, the year after that, maybe the year after that, and then we'll start going on the downside, I think. So it'll be pretty good. And you will notice 11 meters will become unusable during the day. It'll just be 20 dB of noise. You'll be able to escape to 10 meters or 40 meters or upon 2 meters at simplex, but be able to escape and actually have a conversation. So it'll be cool. And of course, we'll still be here on 8 o'clock. Wait till the summer. This summer, when we come in at 8 o'clock and the sun is still up, you'll hear Hawaii the first half hour while the sun is up. Sometimes we don't even hear the locals. So that's how goofy it gets. Good night, everybody. The Old Tube Radio Network. Yeah, we got to do something about that guy that sits in that chair. Get somebody that's a little bit more pleasant to look at. All right, catch you later, everybody. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward. Somebody mentioned I'm looking forward to hooking up the RE27ND tomorrow on 7199, I think, somewhere in the late morning.
Alpha, you are 5-7 in Central Washington State, 57. I think he's back to net into ATZ.